That's right. That's right.
My name is Alma Dree, and I come from the northern suburbs, never ever been in Altona ever, and just moved here and absolutely love it.
Yeah, my name's Kelvin O'Shea. I come from Ballarat. I lived in Ballarat for about 25 years, I guess, so. And I got divorced about 5 years ago. And I stayed in Ballarat for about 4 years and then decided I wanted to move to Melbourne, or to get out of Ballarat. When I came here, I stayed with a couple of my kids for about 8 months, and then I moved into a boarding house for a couple of months. While I was in the boarding house, one of the other blokes in the boarding house got onto this place, I guess, and he suggested I have a go at it too. And so I applied for it, and a couple of weeks later I moved in.
Hi, I'm Mary, and I moved here a couple of months before, about 19 November 2012. Yeah, well, before I moved here, it's been many years, because being single mother, I moved nearly 20 houses. But last couple of years I moved to Seaford, Frankston, and my house was burgled, rent wasn't good. Then I moved to Chadstone. From Chadstone I moved to Essendon. And in Essendon, the unit I was in, it was flood was in before, nobody told me. And it was like smell, I couldn't breathe. I ended up in hospital. And also it was gas leaking. And later on they changed it, but it was too late. I already had asthma because of that. So when this came up, it was like lighting up my life, something like that.
Okay, my name is Bernadette Shanks. I'm 64 years of age, and I've lived in Mornington for about 37 years, married with 3 children, who are all grown up. I've got 3 grandchildren, beautiful, 2 boys and 1 girl, and I had a beautiful home down there. That got sold about 12 years ago, and then I've always lived in rented accommodation. It was expensive. Sometimes it was $350, then it cut down to $250. But then I left one place and I was looking for another place, so I ended up in this bungalow in the backyard of this lovely home, lovely yard. So that was very nice, very peaceful, and because I had a lovely yard. But the bungalow itself, I just made it, pretty, a little nice, and they had mice running through it, so that was a bit of a problem. Yeah, that really was. Sometimes we put the catches down and we caught a few. And then I had been there for about 20 months, and the house had got sold. A young couple used to own the house, but then it got sold to a single lady after about 12 months. And she was very nice when she moved in, all very nice, and just kept the rent the same at $120. That was for a bungalow. It was all it was worth. And but then after about 8 months, she changed and told me that she wanted to put the rent up from 120 to 240. And if I didn't like it, well, then I could go and find somewhere else. Yeah. So that caused a little bit of a rift, but, you know. Well, I couldn't afford 240 because I was on a widow's allowance.
Some of our clients were living in a very inappropriate and unsafe private accommodations and paying very high rent, and they couldn't afford other necessities such as paying for nurses, for example, for wound management, or other basic necessities such as heating or food, because they were paying very high rent. Some of them were boarding with number of people in a small households. For example, Alma was living with 3 other males in a household, and she just had a hip replacement when I went to see her first time, and she was expected to cook for everyone and clean for everyone in the house. One of other clients, Mary, changed housing 21 times within the last 12 years or something, she was saying, and she had the desire of having a permanent household and a table and chair so that she would be able to cook for people and invite people over for lunch and dinner.
It's an amazing story. Just listen to everybody. Like,
It is. Every
it's a real
story is
blessing.
different.
A blessing getting this place.
Yeah.
It's, I was surprised when I got this. It's just homeless for a while, and just to get this is like shock. You know, I'm still trying to picture myself. I still can't believe I'm here. Because I was living in really rough spots, and just scared, and I thought there was going to be no hope. But this place has given me a lot of hope, for sure. And meeting some nice people here too. Like making friends has been good.
You know, I lived in the house. I was married to him for 20 years, and 20 great years we had. Then we brought his mother to live with us. Well, when he started playing up and took off with the younger female, I actually looked after his mother for 5 years, still waiting for him to come home. And it was never going to happen. But I didn't know that until he finally came back and forced us out. Took us to court. It was shocking. And it was just, and I guess that's why I was such a mess. Sandy had to cope with me being that way and being so stressed out and so miserable, and what's happened to me, you know, after all these years. Like, I just married the wrong person.
We just socialise together and have some fun. We play games, board games and things like that. Sometimes we play cards and we laugh a lot. And we're all in the same boat. We're all probably dispossessed, if you like, and we're all, I wouldn't go as far as to say homeless, but this is a better home than the one I previously lived in. And that's it, it's a home. I walk through the door now and I feel like I'm at home. It's my own space. I don't have to, if I want my own alone time, I've got it. And all my friends around have the same advantage. You've got your own time when you want it. If you say, no, I'm having a time by myself today, they appreciate that, they respect it, and I respect it when they say it too.
First we came downstairs, we were 3 other people with us, and then I came up here, like, we went downstairs for Charlie. He looked at it and he cried, and I was saying, I hope he doesn't cry, not to myself. And then I came here, when I saw here, I started crying too. It's like, really, I'm gonna live here because I work all these years hard. I had the chance to live nicely. So this was, it was unbelievable that day. Really made me very happy.
Prior to that, I had already researched on the computer about housing you know, affordable housing, community housing, not staying with other people, but, you know, community housing for the aged. So I found Housing Action for the Aged, yeah, and I did a little research on the computer, and I got the number and I rang them up in the city. I think it was about early November, the beginning of November, and lovely lady said, well, I can arrange for someone to give you an interview, and a social worker to come and give you an interview, which she did, and she said a social worker will give you a call in a few days, and this lovely lady called Melise gave me a call. And Melise came and interviewed me and said, well, I have an apartment for maybe for you, that it's in Altona. I went, oh, Altona, I come from Mornington. And she said, but this is lovely. This is really lovely. Altona's lovely, it's by the beach, and, you know, she said, you should really think seriously about it. So anyway, I didn't have to think too long. I didn't. And so by the time the interview was over, I think I said, yes, I'll have the apartment. And and it wasn't too long after that I got the apartment. Yeah, and I came to live in Altona, which I love, which is really nice. Yeah, absolutely. Because being lonely, which I don't think you could get lonely in here, but say you lived out there in just a little place, it can be very lonely, can't it? If you don't have your friends around you, or people you can go and just have a chat to, I've been there, been lonely. I'm sure lots of people have.
Living in a community has become a broad sense of aging, because we more and more live alone, and often not close family members live nearby, so we need that connection with others that are close to us for support and for all the other reasons. And these people formed this community, and I believe it's a great form of place to age older.
I went through that period where I didn't think I'd ever be, I felt dead inside. I didn't think I'd ever be human again. And bingo, out of nowhere, out of desperation, Melissa arrived. And she's an absolute gun. She just boom, boom, boom. And she visited and she called. And when I came here and saw this place, I could not believe how beautiful it was. And I'm just so happy. They were so supportive. They helped me with moving. They gave me a television set, which was the only thing that I really didn't have, because everything else was in storage. And I was allowed to get a puppy. So, I'm going to stay there. I just feel so lucky. I just feel like all the good things that I've done in my life have come back to me. So people that do good things do come back to them, because they'll take me out of here in a pine box, never leave this apartment. I'm just so happy here, and I'm just so grateful to Home at Last. They've been just fantastic. I can't speak highly enough about them.
I came here with pretty much the only piece of furniture I had was that bed I got there, and not much else, and I've sort of scrounged up things, and my family have given me stuff. Like the table I bought at an op shop for not much. I got a good price because of its colour. No, she said it's been sitting there for ages, I'm not surprised. But I've gotten used to it now. I was going to paint it another colour, but I've kind of got used to the blue now. And that chair there, I got off one of my daughters. The other one I got off the hard rubbish on the side of the road. I did it on that cheap. And I went down to the op shop to buy a lounge, actually, and I saw the bar there and I bought it instead.
Yeah, I mean, when I moved there, I mean, it's like it was 6-7 months. I didn't want to see anybody. And like I used to go to the Turkish Association. I just gave up everything. I didn't want to go anywhere because I was so stressed because of the health issues. And also my health, I couldn't do it. But when I moved here, I just like try to go out, see people, and I see most of people, they like similar situation than me. So like slowly you're saying, you're not the only one like this, there is other people here too. So I start to communicate with other one. Still my friends call me, why you not coming? Because I want to make here my home. I like it gives you feel happy. You become very happy because you got someone to communicate, someone to talk, someone to joke, you know. It's a daily, it just pass nicely, I don't know, your day. Yeah.
When we get our referrals, we make contact with our clients, initial assessment client, and when we go and assess their situation, we provide them with a holistic situation, not only looking at their housing, but also if they need referral to health services or other relevant services that they need to access to. And then we discuss with them what options they have, housing options, and which ones that they like to, together with us, apply, and whether it's a social housing or it's a public housing, and which suburbs they want to live in. So in a nutshell, we really have to cover all the options that they have. And then from that we take, we put applications together, we write support letters and call around and keep our ears and eyes open, and where there is a vacancy, and continuously advocate on their behalf to house them as quickly as possible to improve their health and living conditions.
My home is my castle, and it's just so lovely to be able to have a cabinet and get all my stuff out of storage and be able to look at all this is my life, this is my lifetime treasures that I've collected, for my grandchildren. Not having a grandmother myself, I always really wanted to do something for the kids so they have something. Threatened them to, don't you worry, if they sell whatever I leave them, I'll come back and haunt them.
I live here, there is other people live in this floor. We all got different health issues. For me, I got chronic back problem, neck problem, heart problem, blood pressure. But from others, there is a mental health issue, mental health here too. So, I don't mind which people have which sickness. I just care for people. So, if I don't have a news from them, I go knock their door if they're alright or not alright. But I do believe when I talk to them, they just come much more, happier because they got friends. I got friends, and when they say, "Oh, we so lucky to have you," I say, "I'm so lucky having you."
So you got the opportunity to go and knock on someone's door when you know someone, say hello. But when you need your own time to yourself, like I sometimes do, they make sure you're all right, that you can be alone by yourself, you've got your own space. And that's
That's all right.
And we've all got our stories, and we've all done it tough, and we all look after each other because we understand everyone's had a tough go. Yeah. So, and we share our knowledge of the area and how we can get around, and this is cheap here, and this is a good op shop there, and if you go there, and it's great. Yeah, it is. It's good. We look after each other.
I believe that people have choices, but when we are often in a vulnerable situation that we do not realize that we have choices, and when some of these clients that we work with, when we go and explore the options, they quite taken back, not realizing that they actually can apply for public housing, or there are social housing, or there are housing services such as our agency who can advocate on their behalf, and they can actually be referred to other housing services that they might get further assistance. But it is quite disappointing for clients to believe that they have no choices when they are in most vulnerable situations.
No, the friendships that I've had, that I've made here are just terrific, with Mary and Bernadette, and we're not in each other's pockets, but we know that we're always there. And Deb was down this morning. It's terrific. It's a new life. It's a new life. And as my youngest daughter calls it, she said, "Mum, you're having a sea change." And to be able to take the dog down to the beach, it's just gorgeous down there.
I suggested to April that we could probably raise money ourselves, and I thought about that before, like that barbecue down there, if we have a sausage sizzle and everybody in the place comes, like the charities do, just try and raise a bit of money. And April said to me, well, if you do that, they might even meet you halfway. If you get half the money for something, they might, maybe, no promises, they might come to the party. And the thing with doing something like that too, you get the whole community involved, and then they feel ownership in it because they bought their sausage towards the pool table or whatever it may be.
Good neighbours.
Is that a cherry flavour?
It's always popular when you got the bottle in your hand,
It's lovely, thank you.
Home means to me, when I'm home, my kitchen have to smell food. So that's why everyone who comes here, like if I'm making food or not making, I have something I straight. I like to cook. And they said, why are you doing this? And I said, I like to share with people. Just one plate, you just put in 4 plates, just, little, doesn't matter. And it's like I'm enjoying when people enjoy, yeah. So that's, home, it's like lights on and food smell, people can come, like I have visitors, I have my children comes over. Whoever comes here, they don't want to go. They want to sleep in couch, yeah.
I don't think about those days anymore. I've just left them there, and I've just been, it's just a complete new life. It is like a sea change.
Affordable, safe and appropriate housing are very important for all the people as much as it's important for everyone, in order to make sure that they continue living their life independently, for their self-determination and for their happiness. Being part of this community and working with this group of clients as a social worker makes me feel very satisfied with the job I do, and also gives an opportunity for me to tell everyone how important it is, the housing, but we only need more and more of them to make sure that all our older people have a right to affordable and safe housing, not only this group of people. So it only highlights the importance of the appropriate and safe housing for our older generations.
When she said champagne, I thought she meant like Dom Perignon or something. When you said champagne, I thought you meant like Dom Perignon.
Is that what you buy?
Thank you very much.
You buy for yourself?
Not very often.
No.
The passion pot was an awful gas. Oh, look at that one. Oh, that got your place. That went into your place. Almost through your door. Look.
Where's that? Malik, she only fills it up half. Hey, Malik. That's pink and this is white. Can I mix the two together?
Sure you can.
fast, huh? Yum. How's that?
Look what I got. Look what I have. It all belongs to me. Oh, shit.